great people of Ghana, it's your Nigerian girl pleasure bringing you political news in our channel Ghanatube. Koku Anyidoho, who went into suspended Chief Justice trial controversy, just as every other these things are actually going on, pumping out one after the other. The former Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress (NDC), Koku Anyidoho, has added his voice to the escalating public debate surrounding the ongoing trial of the suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Tokuno. Here is the proper news that the Chief Justice on Wednesday, June 25th, 2025, addressed the media describing her ongoing legal trial as unfair and undue. In an emotional charge statement, she lamented the lack of transparency in the process and expressed concern over being denied certain legal grounds. And Koku Anyidoho has actually come out to really talk into this happening that is actually happening. But the Minister of the State in charge of Government Communication, Felix Koku, swiftly held a press conference to respond to what he termed as mischaracterizations of the government's role in the matter. Amidst the back and forth, Koku Anyidoho took to his social media to express his view on the unfolding controversies. In his post, he wrote, "The Chief Justice requested for a public hearing on her case and she was denied. She has entered the court of public opinion and government is compelled to respond. Did we go or did we come? What is actually happening?" as he has actually raising this concern. Meanwhile, Tokuno has disclosed that she has received threats and unveiled warnings suggesting she could or she will suffer harm if she refuses to resign or retire voluntarily amidst ongoing proceedings for her removal from office. Who are these people actually coming out to give out such threats, threatening her to peacefully resign or she will go, like, understand what I mean? She'll have to buy in the office. And she insisted that stepping down is not an option. Okay, for everyone that has actually been telling her to step down, she has actually responded to you people telling you it is not an option. And yes, from her part, it is not an option. Despite growing pressure from closer associates, members of public and political commentators. The final and fourth reason for this statement is that I have heard on several occasions that since it appears the current proceedings are carefully staged to result my removal, it will be best if I simply retire or resign, she said. I have also received threats and threats suggesting that if I do not resign or voluntarily retire, I will be made to suffer some harm or other consequences. Chief Justice emphasizes that her decisions to remain in the office is guided by principles and not defense. Citing her 38 years in law and 21 years in the bench, she stated that her commitment is upholding the rule of law, prevents her from abandoning her post in the face of what she called ill-motivated processes. According to her, there is a decided case by the Supreme Court which makes it clear that resigning or retiring, while Article 146 rule of law prevents her from abandoning her post in the face of what she called an ill-motivated process. According to her, she explained that there is a decided case by the Supreme Court which makes it clear that resigning or retiring while the Article 146 proceedings are ongoing is not an option legally available to a judge or public officer, she explained. And resigning at this point will amount to running away from the allegations and allowing a troubling precedent to go unchallenged. Chief Justice was expected and she has actually been suspended by President John Mahama, following a prima facie determination of the Judicial Council on 3 petitions filed against her. A 5-member committee has actually been sent appointed to investigate the allegation. And as we all have seen, as Samuel Koku Anyidoho has actually taken to his Twitter, his ex, formerly known as Twitter, to ask questions on what is happening. According to him, said his Chief Justice requested a public hearing to her case, and she was denied. She has entered the court of public opinion and government. It is compelled to respond. Did we go or did we come? Those were his exact words. The decision to use that place, according to Felix Opoku, has actually come out to say that the decision to use the place was not that of Chief Justice or President Mahama, but a request by the committee that they needed facility of a certain status. And from all they have actually been going on, it is so clear that the Chief Justice has actually come out to say, I have received threats to resign or to face harm coming from the suspended Chief Justice. The suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Dokuna has actually given us a clue and disclosed that she has received threats and unveiled warnings suggesting she will suffer harm if she refuses to resign or retire voluntarily amid ongoing proceedings for her removal from the office. Addressing a press conference in Accra on Wednesday, June 25, 2025, the embattled Chief Justice insisted that stepping down is never an option, despite growing pressure from the close associates, members of the public and political commentators. The final and fourth reason for the statement is that I have heard on several occasions that since it appears the current proceedings are carefully staged to result to my removal, it will be the best if I simply retire or resign, she stated. But what she actually said with her mouth coming out to actually stand on her ground, she is not going nowhere and she is not resigning anytime soon. Please.
I thank everyone who has engaged in this conversation out of concern for my safety and well-being. Let me assure everybody that I am not seeking to cling to a title or a position. However, as a lawyer of 38 years standing, a judge of 21 years standing, and Chief Justice who has served the rule of law all my working life, in fact since I was 25, it is my onerous duty and obligation to speak up concerning anything that is extremely wrong with the administration of justice in this country. This is what I do every day.
From what she has said, you've actually heard her say she is not backing off from any of this. She's not resigning. So everyone should actually be watching out what will become of her soonest. Please do well to like, comment, and follow. Put on your notification bell so that you will get all our news one by one. Thanks, my people.